Hi there, welcome to the Carpenter Shop, where once again we're taking a few minutes to grow up just a little bit in an environment where Jesus obviously did a lot of growing the Carpenter Shop when he was a kid. We kind of step into the Carpenter Shop to make some discoveries about him and hopefully grow a little deeper along the way. If you take a look, there's a lot of interesting characters in the pages of Scripture. One of them, named Nicodemus, is a fascinating guy to me, because when we meet Nicodemus, he is a guy who comes to Jesus in the dark. As a matter of fact, John 3:1 reminds us of that. He introduced him. There was a man of the Pharisees named Nicodemus, a ruler of the Jews. Now, he was religious, we know that. He was part of that ruling council of the Pharisees. Jesus calls him a little bit later in that John 3 passage, the teacher of Israel. Yet for all of the knowledge that he had, the one thing that begins to emerge that we infer about his life is that he was empty. Although he had power and authority, he realized it was based on something that was perhaps not as solid as everyone else thought. And he desperately wanted to make sure that he got the God thing right. And so he comes to Jesus at night. They have that conversation. It is that moment where Jesus has that verse that most of us know, John 3:16, that explains what it means to be born from above, and Nicodemus believes. We see Nicodemus again at the end of the crucifixion. He is there. He is a part of making sure that Jesus' body is cared for. And so Nicodemus goes from being a person who searches in the dark to being a follower who's not afraid to be known in the light. And I think that's the point. We go from a moment where a lot of our searching sometimes seems like we're in darkness looking for that clarity, but once we find the answer, we move into the light. If you're a follower of Christ, you're called to live in the light, and you're called to those new beginnings that come each day because you know Jesus. My hope, my prayer for you is the same that I have for me, that each day we would be children of the light, that we would shine the light into darkness, and that the dark moments of the soul that all of us have from time to time would be few, and we would very quickly gravitate to the fullness of that light of living in the love of God. That's my hope. That's what happens when you grow deeper. That's what happens the more that you follow Jesus. So you keep following, keep growing, and we'll get together again for another quick moment in the Carpenter Shop.